Hello friends, welcome you all to Polity Simplified series of Dnyanadeep Academy. Today we are going to study article number 55 of the Indian Constitution. Article number 55 of Indian Constitution, it basically talks about one very important dimension. It talks about manner of election of the President of India. So what all mechanisms go in electing the President of India, what all mechanisms are there in the election of President of India. Let's try to understand article number 55. A very interesting article is there. There are certain principles which are being laid down in article 55. First thing what it says, as far as possible practicable, it means it is not compulsion, but as far as possible, there shall be a uniformity in the scale of representation of the different states at the election of the President of India. So they say that when you are going to have voting in presidential election, you should make an attempt, you should try to give uniformity to all states in presidential election. This is in line with our requirement of protecting federal features of Indian Constitution. What are federal features? Those features of the Constitution which protects state from encroachment by the center, or those features of the Constitution which makes an attempt to give equal rights to state at par with the center are called as federal feature. So same is the case here. In this particular case, the manner of election of President of India is making an attempt that there should be a uniformity in voting of various states in election to the President of India. What it says next, let's see. Second clause, what it says, for the purpose of securing such uniformity among the states inter se, as well as parity between the states as a whole and the union. It means they are saying that uniformity should not be only between states. Uniformity between state and states on one side and state and union on another side. So an attempt should be made to have uniformity between the states in parliament also. So as a whole, the number of votes which each elected member of parliament and of the state legislative assembly of each state is entitled to cast, and such elections shall be determined in the following manner. So here we will try to understand how vote of every member of parliament is being counted, and second, how vote of each member of state legislative assembly is being counted. Now see, I will give you the formulas and I will explain you the things very easily. Language is quite complicated. So instead of going into these things, I will tell you what is the value of vote of MLA of a state and what is the value of vote of a member of parliament. We'll try to understand these things because this is quite complicated language and this might affect your understanding. Our purpose is to understand how President of India is being elected. Let's go for this thing. Now, first thing which I want to explain you is right here, right now. Now see what it says. An interesting concept is there. First thing that we have to understand is here vote of legislative assembly member of various states, and we will try to understand value of vote of members of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. That we will try to understand. Right. Now first thing, we'll try to understand first what is the value of vote of MLA of a state. Member of Legislative Assembly of a state, what is the value of this MLA of a state, that we'll try to understand. This one important thing is there. What is the value of vote of a MLA? Now see, it is very interesting concept. For this, a particular formula is there. What is the formula? Formula is population of that particular state, divided by members of legislative assembly. Here remember, members of legislative council do not participate in presidential election. In state, two houses are there. One is state legislative assembly, second is state legislative council. So remember, members of state legislative assembly, and that too only elected members of state legislative assembly participate in the election. Members of legislative council do not participate in the election. So population of every state divided by only elected members of Legislative Assembly of the state into 1 by 1000. This is the value of vote of MLA. Let's imagine about Maharashtra. Let us say population of Maharashtra is 50 lakh. It is an imaginary number. Let us imagine population of Maharashtra is 50 lakh and elected members of Legislative Assembly are, let us say, 100. This is the number into 1 by 1000. Correct. So what will be the answer? Correct answer is 50. Correct answer is 50. It means whenever a member of Maharashtra Legislative Assembly will vote for presidential election, the value counted will be 50 will be the counted value. So in this way, we are going to decide the value of vote of MLA of every state. This is first point. Now say what conclusion we get right here. We are coming to the conclusion that every state's value of MLA is different. Like if Maharashtra's value is 50, UP's value might be 70, Karnataka value might be 55, Kerala's value might be 35. So these values are different for every state. So every state's value of MLA is different, but this is the formula to decide the value of vote of every MLA. Second point, what it comes is about value of member of parliament. Member of parliament's vote value. What is the value that we'll try to understand? So for this, what is the formula? Simple formula is there. Value of votes of all MLAs of all states divided by only elected members of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. This formula. So value of votes, I am not saying vote, value of votes of all elected MLAs. All elected MLAs of all states. Elected MLAs of which elected MLAs? Only Legislative Assembly elected MLAs. We'll come to this particular conclusion. Let us see, let us imagine Maharashtra had 100 members in Legislative Assembly and their each value was 50. This is an imaginary number. Plus let us say UP has 200 MLAs in their Legislative Assembly. Into every MLA's values, let us say 70. Then let us imagine Karnataka has 300 MLAs and the value of each MLA is, let us say, 40. Only 3 states are there. Divided by, just imagine, let us say, in Lok Sabha, we have 400 members and in Rajya Sabha, we have 200 members. Then what will be the value of every member of parliament? So let's come to the conclusion. This is 5,000 plus this is 14,000 plus it is 12,000. Correct. So 14, 26, 5 divided by 600. Correct. So here comes 31,000 divided by 600. So here these two things are gone. So 51.34. So it will be counted as 52. It will not be taken into the fraction. So when every member of a political party from Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, when they cast their vote, this 52 will be the value that will be reflected on that particular ballot paper. The presidential election is being held on ballot paper. Why? Because it is based on single transferable vote system. So this is the reason why it is being held on a ballot paper. This is one simple, or many times it is being taken in different modes. Now see, this is value of vote of MP. Now one thing, remember these two lines. Every state's MLA's value is different than the value of MLA of another state. Like if value of Maharashtra MLA is 50, value of UP MLA will be 70, value of Karnataka MLA will be 80, value of Gujarat MLA will be 40, value of Goa MLA will be 55. So value of MLAs of various states will be different. But what about the value of member of parliament of different states? So value of member of parliaments of all different states will be one value. That is, value of Lok Sabha member and value of Rajya Sabha member will be same, or value of all members of parliament irrespective of their state, irrespective of their political party will be the same. Then how we choose this president? So remember, another formula is there, valid votes. So what is the electoral quota? This is formula regarding electoral quota. That is, how many votes must be secured by that member of that presidential candidate, so that we will get the correct election. So here remember, here valid vote polled divided by 1. This 1 is constant. This 1 is constant, plus number of member you want to elect, and here plus 1. So here how many president we want to elect? We want to elect just only one president. So let us say valid vote will be 10,000 divided by 1 constant, plus here 1 plus 1. So what will be the answer? The answer will be 5,001. So in this way, all contesting candidates, the candidate who is going to secure more than half of the votes in single transferable vote system will get elected to the position of the President of India. So remember, whatever mechanism I am telling is given right here, right now. You might get confused. That's why I came to the formulas directly, so that you will have this easy thing. See, what I said, every elected member of the Legislative Assembly of a state shall have as many votes as there are multiples of 1,000. This is formula that which I explained right now. Quite complicated language is there. Now what you are expected to remember, it is about parliamentary vote. Now, what processes that you have to remember? See, the election of the President of India shall be held in accordance with the system of proportional representation. Remember, this is important point. It shall be held in way of proportional representation by means of single transferable vote. By means of single transferable vote, and the voting of such election shall be by secret ballot. This is third important point. So remember these 3 points. First, presidential election shall be based on proportional representation. It is by single transferable vote system. Third, it is by secret ballot. It means Anti-Defection Act is not applicable in presidential election. All the places where voting is by single transfer vote system, there is no Anti-Defection Act application. This is what I said. It is no need to explain because I gave you the formulas directly. So what you are expected to remember is few things are very essential. Formulas are very essential. The word where I used constant or valid vote, these things are very basic that you have to follow thoroughly. That's all. Thank you.